Still no audio? Let me know what's what. Still no audio? Alright, now I'm good. Let me know what's what. The crazy thing is, I don't even know why I was even muted from the start. I really can't explain that. I can't explain that at all. I don't know what happened. I don't touch no mic or nothing like that. But anyway, we had the AFC North. This is it right here. This is Week 18. Final week of the season. You got the games that mattered, and you got games that don't matter. But as you can see in the AFC North, these two split during the regular season, but the split was enough for the Ravens to come out and win the division. I'm guessing he got a better division record. No, they both got same division record and losses. So then I guess it comes down to points, I believe. And the Ravens scored more. No, it comes down to the AFC record. Right? It comes down to AFC record first. Then it goes down to, it came down to points between them two. They both went 10-2 in the AFC. So then it just came down to the points. And the Ravens had more points. Okay. The point differential between them two. Right. All right. That's what it was. Yeah, the point differential between them two in the wins. When you hear stuff like that, it makes you kind of say, well, let me pick my poison, right? Because one hand, we now dealing with this thing called wear and tear, or just flat out injuries. So if you already beating somebody, do you now try to keep scoring as many points as you can to try to make sure you get the point differential? But then if you do that, you are now risking a big time injury. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like, I guess, which one make you more sick, right? Because if you up by 30 against somebody in the fourth quarter with, let's just say 3 minutes left, and you still got your starters in, and you still playing like you down, I mean, I'm gonna be sick if my starting QB get hurt. But at the same time, you trying to score as many points against your division rival as you can. Or you could just say, yo, screw that. I ain't trying to get my QB hurt. So it's like pick your poison type thing. Yeah, you can mess around and win by 40, but if your QB get hurt in the last possession, going into the playoffs, you no longer care about the points. You tight that your QB is out. But in AFC North, we finally have a winner, and it is the Ravens. Steelers will be the wild card, going in to the playoffs. In AFC South, you had the Texans at 12-5. Everybody else in the division went under 500, and I think the Texans have set the bar for this division, showing the division, if you even want to come close to winning this division, first and foremost, you must finish over 500. Otherwise, there's no even conversation that's going to have to be had. Because I'm not going under 500, no matter what team I have. I don't care what team you give me. I ain't going under 500. So AFC South, y'all better tighten up over there. AFC East, yep, Texas will play the Steelers in the first round. In the AFC East, you got Bills at 13-3, and you got Dolphins at 10-7, and you got Jets at 9-7. Now, Dolphins took care of business and won their final game. The interesting thing about what you are looking at is the Bills have locked up the division, of course. The Bills still have a shot to win. Oh, no, they don't. All right, so the Bills, only thing the Bills can do is nothing really. Even if he lose, he don't move nowhere. Well, you know what? I'm lying. If he loses, I don't know who's ahead right now between them and the Ravens. They possibly could switch seeds, but that's minor. What's major is for the Jets. If you see, the Jets do not have no X next to his name. And who do the Jets play? Oh, okay, so he's number 3 seed. So here's the interesting part. And Buffalo, you are up for an attribute game because the Jets need this game in order to get in. Once again, the Jets got a chance at his own destiny. Fell right back into his lap again. He had it. He had a chance at his own destiny. He still does. He had it though a couple of weeks ago. He blew it, and then he ended up getting it back because the Chargers have lost his last few games. So here we are, the final week of the season. Jets and Bills. Jets need to win this game, and Chargers need to win. Otherwise, even if the Chargers lose and the Jets lose, Jets are still in. So we're gonna find out what's going on with that game. AFC West, you got the Raiders locked up #1 seed at 15-2. The Chargers are 8-8. They've dropped their final two. The Chargers also was the team that had destiny in their own hands, but as you can see, losing their last two games. Okay. Yeah, them wear and tears. Y'all gotta pay attention to them wear and tears, man. That's something that's on here for a reason. And we're not turning that feature off for it. There's no reset to anything, so y'all better keep in mind how you monitor y'all players. All right, so Chargers will get the force, but still in all, Jets still got to win. But the Chargers, he put himself in this position. He lost his last two, and he's now 8-8. Chiefs gave a solid effort all season, but then it just got a little bit too overwhelming for them, and they just couldn't keep up to the good start that they were having. They've dropped to 8-9, and they are officially eliminated. In NFC North, you got the Packers at 13-4. The Bears got in at 9-7. I'm sure they're the #7 seed. Bears took care of business. They won their last three-game win streak, and they made it happen. And they are in right now. So good winning for the past few weeks for the Bears in order to punch their ticket to get in the offs. Come on, man. Packers, they've been playing good all year, so they're gonna be a dangerous team over there in the NFC. And I believe they got everybody healthy, so I think the Packers will be ready. And unfortunate for any team that got to play the Packers, you do know more than likely you are going into a snowstorm, or it's just snow period going to Lambeau. So whoever got to play Green Bay in that first round, all I can say is bundle up. It's gonna be cold, and it's probably gonna be snowing. Tampa 14-3. Took care of business all year. The Panthers, Carolina Blue Mo, snuck his way in the playoffs. I did not think 8 losses would get you in, but it did. So now I'm thinking the Bears #7 seed, but after looking at this, the Bears are the 6th seed. So the Bears are the 6th seed, and the Panthers are the 7th seed. And wow, 8 losses, you still got in. Very, very. It's gonna be very, very interesting playoffs for that matter, because guys like the Panthers with 8 losses. I'm telling you now, you look at the 8 losses and you think of, you know, oh, he lucky he got in, or he shouldn't have got in. Whatever you want to think, when them playoffs come, 8 losses no longer matter. Please believe me, and please believe contenders like Carolina Blue Mo. I believe it's going to be a tough out, regardless what their regular season record is. So that's what's going to make these playoffs interesting, and especially for matchup purposes. In the NFC East, you got the Eagles finished at 13-3. I can't say they finished. They are 13-3. They didn't play their final game. Cowboys at 10-6. Both of them teams are in. The Commanders, as you look and see, they lost 2 in a row, and they have 9 losses, which means that if they would have just won at least one of those, it's a good chance they get in. but they couldn't get it done, you know. Oh, okay. Carolina, y'all see what it is. Carolina Big Mo said, listen, don't just look at the 8 losses and think that's all me. I got some forced losses on there. So Carolina Blue Mo say, nah, all them 8 losses ain't mine. And he's pretty much signing off what I'm saying. He's gonna be ready for the playoffs. And I already said that without him even saying that. Dangerous team that you gotta play in the first round. Commanders, you know, they had a shot, man, and they competed their last few games, but sometimes competing just ain't enough. You got to win. Competing is good for the morale, but at the end of the day, you got to get it done. And it's not just them per se. It's other teams also. But when it comes down to when it really comes down to it, to crunch time, you got to find a way to pull it out. So the Commanders came up just a little short. In the NFC West, you got the Seahawks at 13-4. Seahawks 12-game win streak, man. They turned their season around and they became the hottest team in the league. They pretty much once they turned and adjusted themselves, there were no looking back. This team is going into the playoffs hotter than any team in the league. This team is going into the playoffs. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, or it's also possible that one of the guys that you see that's the 1 seed, things like that will be in. So that's why I said it's going to be interesting. I don't see too many shootouts in these playoffs. It's going to be a different ball game, and I think I think it's time to settle in now. But the Seahawks, man, they've been hot. They've been hot, and I don't think I don't think nobody wants to play this team right now. Nowhere, anywhere. Like, and when I say that, meaning like I'm not saying that. When I say that, meaning like people are scared. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that you have to come with your A game right now against the Seahawks just because they pulled off 12 wins in a row. They're going into the playoffs with the 12-game win streak. So there has been no looking back for them. The Rams 8-9, Cardinals 8-9. Look, these two teams, especially the Cards. The Cards played good in the early part of the season, but again, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. It's not about how you start. It's how you finish. So the Cards started off good. The Rams started off good too, but they couldn't maintain. They couldn't maintain the wins. Losses started creeping in at a fast rate, and both of them got eliminated. Both of them finished under 500. And we'll see what these two teams bring to the table next season. But I mean, look, the Rams set records. Puka Nacua, had about 200 receptions on a season, which is unheard of. But again, when I think of that, I think of a lot of a lot of hits Puka took. Wear and tear, baby, wear and tear. I mean, look, you can't expect wear and tear to show in season one. It's not going to show in season one. But I promise you, when you look around, you're going to see certain guys on your team that that's taking more wear and tear than other guys on your team at a fast rate, and you're going to want to know. You're going to be like, yo, why is pretty much everything red on this guy? And then you're going to have to go back. It's no different than giving. It's also no different than giving your running back the most attempts in the league. Let's just say the highest attempts for a running back was, let's just say it was 500 attempts for the season. If you're a running back, if that's 500, that's the top. And then you got the number one, running back that top that. It's like, yo, that's a whole lot of hits he took. You got to remember, wear and tear is not just about um it's not just about the blowing up the play, meaning like quarterback taking a sack. That's not about wear and tear. Wear and tear is your quarterback taking a hit, even if you completed a 30-yard pass. You understand? That's wear and tear is about. Constantly taking hits, constantly some type of physical interaction. That's what wear and tear is. So yeah, and then the Rams was top five in interceptions. I mean, look, they was out to just throw the ball constantly all game. Majority to Puka. I mean, so yeah, he got the record, but you know, I hope my boy working out in the off season hard to make some of them sore spots on his body feel a little better. So in the AFC right now, again, the only team the Jets got to worry about is the Chargers, and I don't know if the Jets and Bills are playing. It is a attribute game. It's a spoiler game for the Bills because he doesn't have to play. There's nothing he can do. He lost the head to head to the Ravens, so he's gonna stay in that spot regardless. The Jets need this game, but because the Chargers is getting the force loss. I mean, the Chargers getting the force win. So the Jets got to win, but again, we don't know the latest on that situation. NFC, everything is already locked and loaded. And the AFC, that's the only thing we're waiting on. That's the only thing that matters. And if the Chargers is getting the force win, I guess once we get the word on Jets and Bills, we can go on ahead and advance. I mean, but we're not going to bypass nobody who want to play. If you and your opponent going to play and y'all schedule something up, I'm not going to skip it because for anybody, for anybody business, for all we know, that can be a breakout game or but so again, we're not just gonna just ignore anybody. If anybody want to play their last game, feel free to, because that can be you can accomplish a goal. Forget that. It's not even about a breakout game. You can accomplish goals. My last game, Mixon accomplished a goal and he got 1,000 XP or whatever. So it's like you can accomplish goals. So games are important. And especially for guys that's trying to build players. Look, I may not be able to get superstars and X factors in practice mode, but when I see what goals is set for players, I'm definitely trying to, get that done somehow, some way, so, and if y'all don't pay attention to stuff like that, then, you know, that's on y'all. Y'all run your team how y'all run your team. But again, all of that stuff plays a role, my wide receiver, my rookie wide receiver Noel, right? Who we turned him around like official in one season. He's now a superstar. He was a star, and he became superstar just off of like I had to play a game, and he was talking to the coach in the office about something. I'm pretty sure some of y'all had them scenarios where you talk to a player and y'all set out something. If you accomplish that, then boom, yeah, the breakout game. He had a breakout game pretty much, and we got the job done. All right, yeah, we'll look at that. We got the job done. So yeah, he was supposed to be, but you got cold feet. You didn't want to send over old boy. You know, you backed out the last second. You stopped answering my phone call. We was talking, and then we was ringing them phones. All of a sudden now we keep going to voicemail. So we said, all right, you know what? We gonna make it worth something. So yeah, so we got our rookie wide receiver at a superstar, and just playing, man. And when you have them breakout scenarios with the coach or whatever, man, you gotta make it your business to stick to it. Now, of course, breakout games is dangerous because you focus more on the breakout games than actually trying to win. But hey, sometimes you gotta decide what's more important at that moment. The breakout game, or you just trying to secure the win. Luckily for me, I was able to get both, but it definitely takes away from the game plan. Um, let's go to stats and awards. No, not weekly. Let's go to yearly. In NFL MVP race, Jalen Hurts is number one. Lamar is number two. The Raiders, Malik Willis is number three. All quarterbacks. Puka Nakua is the first person up there other than a QB. Actually, I was about to say he's the only person up there besides a QB, but the only other person up there besides a QB is Saquon Barkley, the Eagles. So the Eagles got two guys in the top 10 in the MVP race. That's one heck of a season, anytime if you get one guy in the MVP race, that's a good season. But to have two, that's what you call, balling out. So as of right now, Jalen Hurts will be the MVP and Coach of the Year. Right now is the Ravens. Oh, Hurts didn't really throw no ints. So yeah, it sounds like that's a good enough job to get it done. Coach of the Year right now is Bap with the Ravens. Then you got Todd Bowles of the Bucks, Tomlin of the Steelers. He said gadget guy. Mike McDonald of the Seahawks. Packers. Ed Reed of the Texans. Coach Calm of the Bills. Sirianni of the Eagles. Schottenheimer of the Cowboys. And Aaron Glenn of the Jets. Those are your top 10. I'm surprised the Jets for the Jets to be top 10 coach of the year. That tells me they expected nothing from the Jets, because right now the Jets is the 7th seed, so I don't see why they would be a top 10. But that just goes to show that the prediction for the Jets was low. They didn't expect the Jets to do too much anything. So for them to even be the 7th seed, put them in a candidate for coach of the year. Was there any it had to be some. Well, as you can see, Jalen Hurts set the record for passing yards. Jalen Hurts set the record for passing TDs. Bijan set the rushing record for. All right, Bijan set the record for rushing yards in the season. Everything got broke this year. All records got broke except the interceptions one. Rushing TDs of the Jets. He got 31. Receiving yards. Pook set the yards. He almost had 4,000 yards receiving, which is crazy. Touchdowns. He had 46. Receptions. He had a $183. Sacks. That still stands. Interceptions still stand. Well, it don't even show you AFC and NFC. It just shows teams, and then it just shows NFL. In a single game, the Ravens threw for 733. That's a record. Jalen Hurts 10 TDs. That's a record. Bijan yards 357. Rushing TDs 6. That's still set by Alvin Kamara. I'm sure that'll be broken soon. What was against Dre? What the Eagles did was against Dre. Receiving yards 372 in the game. That's by Devontae Smith. Touching TDs in the game. Poop got 6. Receptions in the game is still held by the Broncos. Oh, yes, 733. 733 was against Drake. Wow. Receptions 21. That's still a record held by Brandon Marshall. Sacks, Derek Thomas. That's 7 in the game. That was set, years ago. And interceptions in the game is still 4. So that's still a record. So we still have records on here. Rookies. Let's see rookies. Passing yards. Milroe. He threw for this is the rookies for the season. Rookie season. He threw for almost 5,600 yards. Passing TDs he threw for 67. The Rams, Eric Dickerson, rookie, still hold the record as a running back. The Steelers, Johnson, 24 rushing TDs, the rookie. He set a record. Thornton for the Raiders, he got a record, 2,400, almost 2,500 yards, 28 touchdown catches. Tyler Warren of the Colts, or Tyler or TJ, I don't know, one of them. Receptions, 114. Sacks, that's still a record for a rookie, and interceptions. Rookie game, Milroe threw for 672. Touchdowns, threw for 10 in the game. Peterson still got the rookie rushing game single record with 296. Pats, Gray, he ran for 4 in the game as a rookie. Thornton receiving yards 271, 5 TDs in the game. That was probably the same game that he got the 271 on. Receptions, Warren, 16 in the game. Sacks still held by the O'Neal. Interception still held by Ply. So that's what he said. Let me see something. MVP race in the AFC. Let's just look at that real quick. In the AFC, you had the Raiders Offensive Player of the Year. No, what is that? Oh yeah, okay. So it's just MVP when you break down the whole league, and then when you do individual leagues, it's the AFC. So you got, when you break down the leagues, the conferences, is now Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and things like that. So the Raiders, Thornton Jr., the wide receiver, he's the Offensive Player of the Year. That's kind of it's kind of crazy. I would think a QB would have it more than a receiver. I don't know what quantifies that, because even the Ravens wide receiver is more of an offensive player of the year more than Lamar. That's I don't even know how to quantify that. I don't even know what makes that separate from. But anyway, you got receivers, 2 receivers, 3 receivers. That's Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Then you got Lamar at 4. Patriots got K. Williams at 5. Malik Willis of the Raiders at 6. Dolphins got their running back. Yeah, I know. I know he's 6'5" and he's got amazing speed. But I don't think I wouldn't have thought that he come before a QB like Lamar. You got Lamar. Lamar's the MVP. No, not MVP, but he came in second MVP. So I wouldn't think that he would come. And even forget Lamar, even his own QB, like Malik Willis is up there in categories. I wouldn't think that receiver come before his own QB. Who's getting him the ball? It's the QB. So again, I don't get it. I don't understand it. as you look and see in the top 10 for Offensive Player of the Year, you got Raiders with 2 players in the top 10. Then you got the Ravens with 2 players in the top 10, for that matter. So you got 2 teams with 2 in the top 10. And you got Dolphins with 2 players in the top 10. So these guys been playing some offensively on them teams. Then number 1, you got the Steelers, Peyton Wilson. I don't know who that is, but he's a Defensive Player of the Year. Raiders, McCollum, Patrick Queen of the Steelers. Steelers got 2 guys in the top 3. Chargers, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is pretty much on his last set of wheels, but going out with a bang. Ranked number 4 in Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Then you got the Dolphins, Davis at number 5. Ravens, Raekwon Smith at number 6. Texans, Danielle Hunter at 7. Johnson Jr. the Raiders at 8. Crosby for the Raiders at 9. Alshire of the Texans at 10. Raiders got 3 guys in the top 10 in defensive category of the year. That's so far. That's a standout from what anybody else has done. Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got the Raiders, Thornton Jr. Then you got Patriots with Williams, Dolphins with Lane, Texans with Higgins. Higgins, that's my guy. It's a big boy over there. Steelers, Johnson, Colts, Judkins, Raiders, Janty, Colts, Warren, Patriots, Henderson, Chargers, Hampton. Those are your top 10 offensive rookie players of the year. Defensive players are rookies of the year. You got Raiders with Porter. Raiders pretty much racking up almost everything that you could think of. And if he didn't rack up, he's definitely like in top 3 in every category. Hairston for the Bills. Ravens with Green. Bengals got 2 guys in the top 10. Travis Hunter is at 10 for the Jags. In this category, the Bengals got 2 players in the top 10 as rookies. That's pretty good. That's good. There'll be better players going into next season. Best QB in AFC, you got Lamar at number 1, Willis at number 2, Allen at number 3, CJ Stroud at number 4, Herbert number 5, and you got Bengals, Jets, Jags, Dolphins, and Chiefs to finish out the list for best QB, best running back. Breece Hall of the Jets. Acne of the Dolphins. Cook, the Bills. Steelers, Titans, Chiefs, Colts, Raiders, Jags, Texans. They finish out the top 10. Best wide receiver, of course, is Thornton Jr. He's the Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. So you know he's going to have best wide receiver. Then you got Ravens with Walker, Dolphins with Waddle. Metcalf, Chase, Gibson of the Bills, Williams of the Pats, McConkey of the Chargers, Flowers of the Ravens. Ravens got 2 guys in that category in the top 10 in wide receiver. And so do the Dolphins, Lane and Waddle. Best O-line, Steelers, Fontenot. He's the first. Then you got Jets. Jets got two guys in the top 3 in that category. Jets got a good O-line over there, it seems like. Raiders got 3 guys in the top 10. Steelers got 3 guys in the top 10. Oh, these guys got some good O-lines over there. Best D-line. Best D-lineman, Khalil Mack. Then you got Danielle Hunter of the Texans. Myles Garrett of the Colts. Then you got Crosby of the Raiders. Steelers got 5 and 6 with Highsmith and Watt. Ravens got Jabo. Jets there with McDonald. Bengals and Raiders finish out the top 10 list. Best linebackers. Steelers 1 and 2. Peyton Wilson, Patrick McQueen. Patrick Queen. I said Patrick McQueen. Patrick Queen. 1 and 2. It's pretty dope to have number 1 and 2. Ravens got 3 and 4. Look at that. AFC North got the number 4 slot solidified when it comes to linebacker. Texans round off at 5. Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams is a linebacker now. I didn't even know that. He played linebacker in football. I didn't even know Jamal Adams was still playing, but I definitely didn't know he was a linebacker. Wilson of the Bengals, Baker of the Browns, Jets and Bills finish out the top 10 at 9 to 10. Best DB, we got Raiders McCollum, Raiders Johnson Jr. 2 guys, 1 and 2. When you say caught him, what you mean? You talking about the Jamal Adams? So Jamal Adams is not a linebacker, or he's not supposed to be a linebacker. Is that what you're saying? Gotta oh, okay. So yeah, nah, that's gotta be changed. We're gonna have to ring the Raiders. We're gonna have to ring they office phone over there. He gotta put that. He gotta change that. Like Jamal Adams, you can't. And y'all know that too. Y'all know. All right, all right. So then, yeah, if he was already on there, then we'll is cool. Yeah, you got McCollum and Johnson Jr. at 1 and 2 for best DBs. Nah, I mean, if he said check the man rosters, then I pretty much like, all right, cool. I ain't even gonna check. I already know that means he probably. I'm sure he is. Then, you know, the reason why I didn't know, cause I'm like, I haven't heard Jamal Adams' name called all year, like in the Raiders game or like anything. So I didn't know he still was playing, and I definitely know he was at linebacker now. So that's what threw me for a loop. I'm like, Jamal Adams still in the league. Um, Raiders got two guys, 1 and 2 for the top DBs. That's pretty dope. And forget that, he got 4 guys in the top 10 when it comes to DBs. That's a record right there. I don't think we're gonna see 4 guys in top 10 in anything else. It's pretty much a category by itself, by themselves. When it comes to the secondary, they got DBs everywhere in this list. Ramsey at 4. Ramsey at 4. Um, Dolphins at 3. Colts got Ward at 6. Raiders 7 and 8. Porter and Humphrey. Steelers Thornhill, which is a safety, and Stokes finishes at 10. Best kicker, something that people never probably pay any attention to, but somebody got to get the award, and it goes to the Steelers. He got the best kicker in the game. Punter, we definitely gonna know who that is. There ain't no award for punter. So that's the AFC side. Let's look to the NFC. Best kicker on the NFC goes to the Rams. Second was the Eagles. Offensive player of the year was the Rams, Puka Nacua. You had to know that was coming. Saquon Barkley was second. Tyreek Hill of Commanders was third. Eagles 4th and 5th. Smith and Hurts. McCaffrey, Bijan. Seahawks got two guys finishing at 8 and 9, and the Cowboys got Blue at number 10. That's your offensive player of the year for the NFC. And for the defensive player of the year in the NFC, you got Cardinals. Defensive player of the year, Gather. Wow, didn't see that one coming. Julian Love of the Seahawks is at 2. Forbes Jr. of the Rams is 3. Tyreek Woolen of the Seahawks is 4th. Antonio Winfield Jr. of the Bucks is 5th. Isaiah Simmons of the Eagles, didn't know he was still in the league neither. He's 6. Coop is at 7. Blake Cashman of the Vikings, didn't expect to see any Vikings player up there for defense. Cardinals, Murphy Bunting at 9 and Rams at 10. So the Cards got 2 guys in the top 10. Seahawks got 2 guys in the top 10. Eagles got 2 guys in the top 10. So a lot of these categories is having teams with 2 guys in the top 10. That's big time. That's not something that's easy to do. Rookies of the year, Cowboys, Jaden Blue. I think he's a running back. I could be wrong, but I don't know. He's either obviously a running back or a wide receiver, but I kind of think running back. I don't know. I could be wrong. But McMillan of the Panthers is 2nd. Seahawks 3rd and 4th with Horton and Milroe. Running back. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Rams Ferguson. He's a rookie. These are all rookies. All rookies. Bucks. Abuka. I'd have thought with the season that Murphy was having, I'd have thought Abuka was killing. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he still is, but I'd have thought he was higher on this list. Vikings, Felton, Giants, Jackson Dart. And the Giants usually took over late in the season. And he still got Jackson Dart in the top 10. Jackson Dart only going to get better, which means that Giants team only going to get better. Trevor Etienne. I thought I was about to say Travis Etienne. I'm about to say I ain't know Jags and Panthers made a trade. What is that? Is that Travis Etienne brother or something? Then you got Seahawks, Arroyo finishing at 10th. Defensive rookies of the year. You got Rams, Jalen Walker, Seahawks, Nick Iman Wari. Oh, that's his brother. Okay, that's dope. I ain't even know that. Yeah, little bro. So for defensive rookies of the year, anybody got 2 players in the top 10? No. Nope. Best QB, Hurts, Love, Young, Mayfield, Milroe. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what quantifies for certain things, because I'm like Milroe was up there. Milroe was up there, in MVP talks, I believe. And then when you go to best QB in the NFC, he's 5th. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they judging by. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that one of these days. Milton of the Cowboys, Milton the third, no Dak, huh? Josh been over there building up another QB. Murray of the Cards, Caleb Williams of the Bears, Penix Jr. of the Falcons, and Jackson Dart of the Giants. Best running back, Saquon of the Eagles, Bijan. Now, I would like to know, this is a prime example of how, because I guess they looking at receptions and everything too, because Bijan set the record for rushing yards in the season. So I would have thought that would automatically made him the best running back. But I guess when you say best running back, I'm guessing they're looking at receptions as well. And I'm guessing Saquon when you add up his reception touchdowns and everything, I guess that plays a part, as well. Because Bijan set the record and he's number 2, so go figure. But Walker, the third of the Seahawks, McCaffrey, Blue, Gibbs, Bucky Irvin, and then you got Connor of the Cards finishing their best wide receiver. Puka. Then you got Devontae, Tyreek Hill of the Commanders. Interesting name. The Panthers. I think the Panthers got the only rookie wide receiver up there for best wide receivers, correct? Yep. Yeah. Only one. Is Orton? I think Orton is a wide receiver. Yeah, Orton. So Horton. Horton and McMillan, only 2 rookie wide receivers that finish in the top 10 when it comes to best wide receivers. That's something extra. That's something extra for them boys right there. Everybody else is at least 1 season in. Best O-line. Eagles dominating this one. They got 1, 2, 3 guys in the top 10, but then the Bears got 2 guys in the top 10. O-line is important, y'all. The more guys you got up there, the more safe your QB will feel. Best D lineman, Byron Young of the Rams, finishes number 1. Then you got Seahawks, Derek Hall at number 2. Then Seahawks again, I guess his name is Maffei. I think you said something like that. He's number 3. Seahawks got 2 and 3 up there for best D lineman. Then you have the Bucks, Kancey, Sweat of the Bears. Bears got another guy, Jackson, in the top 10. Packers got 2 guys back to back, 7 and 8, Micah Parsons and Gary, both of them. Packers got two mean edge rushers. I think that's probably if not the best, one of the 2 best pass rusher combinations in the league. Parsons and Gary, pretty good edge rushers to have. Best linebackers, the Cards, Gather. Cashman of the Vikings is number 3. Walker of the Rams is number 2. Eagles, Nolan Smith 4. Campbell 5. That's the rookie too. Rookie been showing out for the Eagles. Falcons, Anderson. Bucks, Levante David. Levante, the OG, still up there in top 10 categories. Cowboys, Clark. 49ers, Warner. And Packers got Cooper. Best lineman, best DBs. Julian Love, who's not even a cornerback, that's a safety. So he's had a heck of a season. Then you got the Rams, Forbes Jr. You got the Bucks, Winfield Jr. Woolen of the Seahawks. They got 2 guys in the top 4. Eagles, Coop at number 5. Sean Murphy Button at 6. Bates, the 3rd. He's 7th. Eagles, Isaiah Simmons. Eagles got 3 guys in the top 10. That's pretty interesting after all the points they've been giving up all season. I've been talking about them, but yet they still got guys up there in the top 10. So, I guess them guys was having individually, good seasons. When they was going to the locker room, them guys looking at the rest of the guys like, yo, what are y'all doing out there on these defensive assignments? Because Simmons, Mitchell, and Coop, they top 10. They top 10 in best DBs. Oh, that's what it is. They get the picks. So I guess the picks is what it is, huh? All right, so that was it for that, man. We still got to go back to week 17 for the recap. So you had Dallas Commanders. This game was a funeral game for the Commanders. This is the game that officially buried them. They needed this game in a major way, and they didn't get it done. They lose 41-32. to the Cowboys, and this game would have been everything for the Commanders, but they couldn't pull it out. Packers and Ravens. Packers won this one 38-29. This is a good win for the Packers, man. Big time win. Why you say that? Well, let's be honest. Ravens, Super Bowl contender. Packers, in my opinion, Super Bowl contender. This is a possible Super Bowl match right here. Packers won this one, and Packers defense played good. So this was a big win for the Packers for I don't want to say confidence, but just for morale purposes. Should these two meet in the Super Bowl, and even if they don't meet in the Super Bowl, if they play next year in the regular season, Packers know, yeah, we beat these guys last time we played them. So that was a good win for Green Bay and Lambeau. Texas and Chargers. This is a big time loss for the Chargers. They needed this one. This game knocked them out of the playoff spot. Matter of fact, this took them to 8 losses. Listen, I think this was the best defensive game that I played all year because we only gave up 7 points. The other 7 they got came from a pick 6. So our defense played wonderful that game. Yeah, Chargers, a tough loss for them, man. They needed this one bad, but they came up short. They was at home too. Crowd went home. Very disappointed in this Chargers team. Cardinals and Bengals. Cardinals won this one 42-35. All in all, I gotta say, even though Cardinals didn't make the playoffs, I still think he had a heck of a season. He only one game under 500, and you gotta know the Cardinals is one of them guys that's, he was the Vikings last Madden, and he actually made the playoffs. He's gotten a whole lot better from when he first joined this league, and to see him compete the way he does and get wins, I gotta salute that, man. Listen, everybody's not gonna make the playoffs. That's just reality. Everybody can't make it. There's only 7 teams per conference. So yes, the goal is to make the playoffs for every team. As a team, you're gonna say, yeah, we want to make the playoffs, but you gotta know how to take the good with the bad, and you gotta always remember there's always next season. This is why I say it's important for guys to finish out strong and to figure out what wasn't working and to make some changes coming into next season. Because let's just say you've spent the whole first season and your whole offensive scheme was tight formation. Right? That's the only thing you pretty much ran 95% of the time, tight formation. If you didn't make the playoffs, it's safe to say that didn't work. So I would think in the latter part of the season, or once you've officially become eliminated, I would think that you start doing some different things. Not to say that you can't use tight anymore, but instead of using it 95% of the time, how about you now use it 70% of the time? Mix in some other stuff. Try to find something that's working and bring that into next season. You got to make the adjustments that's got to be needed. You can't worry about what's going on with other teams. You got to pay attention to your team. So your scheme or whatever you got going on. You got to figure out if it's working, if it ain't working, what type of tweaks it need, what do it need, and go from there. But Cardinals, man, I've only seen him get better from Madden to Madden. So shout out to Silk, man. Steelers and Browns. Steelers dominated this one. Listen, the reality is for the Browns, I want to see what type of offseason they have because they made some moves, they made trades, they got picks. Let's see what type of offseason they have because they got their work cut out for them in the AFC North. They in there with the Steelers and the Ravens. So this team is going to have to get better, and it's going to have to get better fast. Jets and Pats, big win for the Jets. Listen, you look at the Jets and you say, well, they beat the Pats. Well, guess what? They also lost to the Jags the week before. So let's not act like every win is guaranteed. They had to come and take care of their business. They dropped the ball against the Jags. They wasn't going to do it again. They took care of business, blew out the Pats 45-24. Colts and Jags. Colts won this one 42-35. You see what I'm saying? Now, and that's what I mean. Jags beat the Jets. Jags lose to the Colts. You know, but listen, I these guys are still playing, and they're determined to get their players better, and that's what it's about, regardless of what the record is. Play, keep building your guys up, keep getting them better, and just get ready for next season. At the end of the day, Colts won this one 42-35. Bucks and Dolphins. Bucks blew out the Dolphins on the road. All in all, Dolphins still in the playoffs, so yeah, they wouldn't have liked to lose, or especially lose by this much, but hey, they're in the offs. Seahawks and Panthers. Seahawks won this one 50-34. Like I said, Seahawks hottest team in the league right now. This one put them at 11 in a row. They blew out the Panthers on the road. Raiders and Giants. Giants definitely tried to pull off an upset. They lose by one, 39-38 on the road. I've said it before and I've said it again. With an off season and players getting better, the Giants team will be competing in the NFC next season. Bills and Eagles. This is didn't see this one coming. Bills score 77 points against the Eagles. This is the one thing that's been the Eagles' Achilles heel all season, is giving up points. Who? The Giants? The Giants missed a game winner, 25-yard field goal. Wow. So the Giants, it looked like the Giants had a chance to pull off a upset, but couldn't get it done. I didn't see that game. Wow, interesting. Okay. Bills and Eagles. Bills. Oh, I ain't know nothing about that. So Buffalo quietly, they've been having a real good season. Now, will that good regular season carry into the playoffs? Me personally, I think it will. I think Buffalo will go into the playoffs, and I think he'll have a strong outing. He's been playing good all year. Um, I don't see no reason why he'll take his foot off the gas come playoff time. Oh yeah, I mean I ain't know nothing about that, so I can't even comment on it, because I'm sure regardless of what you're saying, I'm pretty sure he had something that he was saying on his side as well. But I'm in a position to comment on that, to even know why that wasn't fair sim, or why it wasn't enforced, or whatever. You know, I didn't I didn't catch the drift of that. I don't know what he told them, or whatever happened. I don't know. Um, Falcons blew out the Rams 68-30, and the Rams definitely been giving up a whole lot of points all season. They've been scoring points, but they've been giving up just as much. So Rams gonna have to make some adjustments come next season. Also, y'all saying Huff didn't say nothing. So I mean, I don't know. I sure didn't know nothing about it, But if you ain't say nothing, Huff, then that's on you, bro. Like you can't expect nobody to. But we don't even know. But we don't even know if he said anything. It could have just been forced, because what I do know that what we do is, if it's somebody fighting for the playoffs, or somebody that got a playoff spot, we normally just give it to them if the game not played. If we don't hear nothing, we won't just fair sim. We won't just fair sim just because it ain't played, So I don't know. Commanders and Eagles. This one is set for the Eagles. This one won't be played. I think this game. I personally would have played this game if I was the Commanders, because I would have tried to go into next season with some type of swag message to send. I would have played this game if I was the Commanders. I wouldn't have gave him the win. But hey, The Commanders, they their own. They got their coach over there. They coach their own team. Ravens and Steelers. Ravens blew out Pittsburgh in the rematch. Ravens won the division. Don't know what quite happened in this game. I didn't see it, but it was different outcome than it was the first one. Ravens took care of business. Titans and Jags. Yeah, but when you say he got your number, Huff, and you say you don't be on GroupMe, you don't gotta be on GroupMe, but you gotta at least check in. You gotta check in though, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that you guys have to remember. I don't expect. I don't expect nobody to have their GroupMe on all day. So every time a message or something happen, they get all the notifications. I don't expect that. But if you know you in a league and you know you got games and stuff, it's your job to check and see who you play. And if you know that you didn't play or it's coming close to advance, y'all have to reach out and say something. You can't always expect us to track y'all down. So I disagree with you on that, Huff. You can't say BAP got your number. So in other words, what you're saying is that when we look at the schedule and we see, a game not played, it's not our job to say, oh, hold on, let me call. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta take the initiative to send out and reach out also. Well, not also, you have to do that. That's on y'all. We shouldn't have to track anybody down. You gotta reach out and let us know what's going on. You know? Yeah, the GroupMe, if y'all got your GroupMe on mute, that's fine. I'm not telling nobody unmute the GroupMe. You can do that. You can have notifications blocked, all of that. But you have to check in because you know you in the league. You know what I'm saying? You have to check in and say something. You know what I mean? Or reach out to your opponent. I think that's what some guys even don't do when it comes to scheduling games. Some guys just got a habit of waiting for opponent to reach out. It's like, nah, if you part of a league, go see who you play and reach out to your opponent. Actually, you don't never have to be in the GroupMe. If you know we advanced on Monday, you know the next advance is Wednesday. So only thing you got to do is see who you play, schedule a game, and that's it. You ain't got to reach out to your opponent. I mean, you ain't got to be in the GroupMe. All you got to do is schedule your game, and that's it. You know. Um. But yeah. But moving forward, Titans and Jags. This one won't get played, but if it does get played, Titans won the first one. I'll take the Jags to win the second one. I'll say Jags 35, Titans 31. Bucks beat the Panthers 35-14. Panthers still in the playoffs, and Bucks still rolling. Texans blew out the Colts 61-24. Uh Saints and Falcons. This game probably won't get played, and if it does, I'll go Falcons 42-30. Dolphins blew out the Pats 60-43. Dolphins officially in the playoffs. They punched their ticket with this win. I look for Pats to have a bounce back next season. Jets and Bills. This the game right here that for we got to see how this one shake out. So the Chargers is already set. So yeah, Jets gotta win, but that's if Buffalo playing. We don't know if Buffalo playing yet, so we gotta see what's going on. But if this game gets played, I'm gonna take the Jets because I don't think Buffalo plays to win this game. So I'll take Jets to win, even if they do play. And when I say I don't think Buffalo is playing to win, I mean I don't see Josh Allen playing the whole game. So I'm gonna take the Jets if Josh Allen plays anything, because the Bills literally have nothing to gain from this game. The only thing they can do is play spoiler and get some attribute stuff. So they gotta decide. Okay, there you have it. He said give the Jets the win. I was just about to say Bills, he can play. He can play for spoiler. You sure, calm? You got a chance to play spoiler. You get something just for playing, and you get something even more for winning. But again, you say give him the win because I guess you feel like it ain't worth it. I ain't even mad at you. You know, Giants and Cowboys. I'm just gonna set this for the Cowboys. Bears and Lions. That's already set. Browns and Bengals. Raiders blew out the Chiefs, 70-22. No, I'm with you. I dig. All right, so we just gonna go ahead. We just gonna go right on ahead. So we about to make two separate fifth quarters because I don't want to just drag this one into the next one. Chargers and Broncos. That's set. Um, Rams beat the Cards. Packers blew out the Vikings. So everything is set, I believe. Let me just double check. I don't want nobody screaming about anything. Just gotta double check. Doesn't hurt to double check. I just gotta make sure I turn the injuries off, right? Where's the injuries at? And here we go. On to playoffs. So I'm gonna get out this fifth and set up another fifth. Do another fifth because I don't want this all of one be attached to the same one for that long. So I'm coming right back with another fifth.